Hey guys, welcome to Tornado Survival. I guess we can officially call it that. I have been craving to play some just vanilla Minecraft after playing some Skyblock for a bit, and I thought, why not play vanilla, but record it and put in the Tornado mod. I already had it installed since I was just curious to mess around with it, and it's amazing how many of you just subscribe to my channel only for that thing and literally hate and ignore everything else I do in my channel, except for when I recorded that, because it was amazing how much more support that one video got. It's been a long time. The mod was updated, and since I had been playing on 1.8 and then 1.10.2, because most mod things and servers are still on that, I was like, I'll just stick with that and let's play Tornado Survival and try and make it Season 11. We'll see how this goes. I went ahead and created a world, and I called it, I made the seed Tornado. So if you make the seed Tornado in all caps, you get spawned in a beautiful plains biome, as you can see. I mean, I've only had created the world and that was it. So we're going to get started here. That was all I did. And there's tons of animals everywhere. There's forest in the distance. It looks like almost all directions. And maybe a desert that way. I went ahead and did this chest, but as you can see, it's rather glitchy. Because it spawned over the top, but it just makes it, in general, I think, easier to get started. I like how they added that, and the purpose they added that in the game for is... Hang on. I bet you that music's too loud. Doop, 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 doop. But yeah, I use this because, well, who wants to just punch trees? I know how to do that in Minecraft. It doesn't take away from my Minecraft experience. So how you guys been? I'm sure a lot of you are watching this video and have probably not watched one... Oh, there's a fire over there. Have probably not watched one of my videos in quite some time. Some of you, been watching my other Let's Plays I do, Stardew Valley. You may have just watched the series I did, the Skyblock OP with Skatem. And some of you literally might not have watched something since Season 10. And some of you may be brand new to the channel because... Oh my god! You're on... Get in the water! There you go. Oh well, I'm gonna just kill you anyway. That could have been cooked. That food could have been pre-cooked for me. So, welcome back, if that's the case. Glad to have you back on the channel. Glad you hung around. I encourage you to go check out some of my other content. Man, there's fire everywhere. As you can tell, I'm still, basically the same, where I can't focus on one task for more than a half a second. I can't even finish sentences from time to time. Everything is burning. So, as I was saying, I encourage you to go check out some of my other content. It is just as good. Some of them are not just as good, but some of them are, and I think it would be great if some of you checked that out. So, I think this series, I'm going to leave all of the settings as they are for the first couple of episodes unless things are crazy. Definitely, here at the start, just going to play normal Minecraft. This first episode or two is probably going to be strictly vanilla. Someone reached out to me on Twitter after I made that really nice... they made a really nice video explaining to me the crafting recipes for all of the items in the game, and they were sent to me after I made that video showing off the new update, and I was asking about them. And basically all the items can be crafted, which is very exciting to me. Very exciting. That was something that was not in the game last time I played this mod, and we had to spawn some of them in. So it's very nice that we can make all of the things, and I know the first one we're going to make is going to be a weather radar. So until we have a weather siren and weather radar, all that good stuff, I'm probably not going to make any substantial home. I'm just going to be kind of living underground in a hole, and that's because, of course, I don't want to experience the mod without those things and risk getting all of my stuff destroyed without warning or forecast abilities. And in order to make those things, we need to get some ore, specifically redstone and gold and iron, and we are going to have to do some mining. So, of course, just like you start any Minecraft world, you're going to have to do some mining, and you're going to have to do just some basic grinding of resources to try and gather things up again, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Nothing special about that. So you will probably not see a tornado this episode, and you'll probably not see one the next one or the next two. I'm going to make each episode the usual, somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes, which seems to be what most people enjoy as my usual number. I usually like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So remember back in the day when Minecraft videos could, or YouTube videos could only be 10 minutes long at a time? And then they upped it to like 15 or 20. Now they're just like don't have any limits on anything. Remember that? Ooh, this is a weird tree. I don't think I've ever seen a tree like that. That's bizarre. Maybe I have. Maybe it's the new type of tree that spawns in the plains with leaves all the way down on the ground. Who knows? But, I should probably go make a sword so I can kill some things for food. But we're going to hang out above ground this first episode and just gather resources, and I've, enjoyed catching up with you guys. And then after that, we'll head underground next episode to do some mining and some just exploring. This is definitely like the perfect place to live. One, because we have sandstorms potentially from the desert nearby that we'll be able to explore, because that is a feature in this mod I'd like to see. I don't know if we're near an ocean for tropical cyclones, or if you even need an ocean for tropical cyclones. That might just become kind of a separate thing. Not sure if they totally follow the rules of meteorology. But regardless, we are in a plains, which is just, even though the chance of a storm I don't believe is any higher here, it will make it, more adds to the experience and to the view of being able to see things from quite a far distance. So we're going to kind of stick to this as far as where we're going to build. But let's go ahead and actually start doing these achievements. Taking inventory. I think... I honestly have not looked back at my tornado survival videos in a long time. I did the other day. I did the other day at least look back. Just because occasionally I just check on my channel, see, okay, what's my most watched video, and what is, how are those still going? Because I looked back at that and I didn't realize I have a couple of videos with over 1 million views each, which is pretty remarkable. That's pretty crazy. And I was very impressed with that. And it turns out they were all from literally season 1 of Tornado Survival, which also makes me cringe because those videos are so bad. I look back and I'm like, I was just a little kid. And it just was rather unpleasant. I want to keep some animals around here so that I can get them in a pen for later. But they're probably going to get sucked up by a tornado, so, But I was just looking back at it, it makes me cringe that those get the most videos, and some people still like them. Like, they're pretty decent, especially for some of you that are younger out there. You probably can't, I think most of the views on that are like kids under 11, and I'm like, well, if I was, 16 years old, I would not be able to sit through that video. But, Season 10, on the other hand, which is one of my lesser viewed series, or seasons, because that just didn't get viral like the other ones did. It was more just people that were subscribed to my channel. Well, that was the one that I put the most production value into of everything. And I think that was, it didn't necessarily pay off that way. And just the quality of it is much better. So if you never watched Season 10 for some reason, go watch it. But it's also going to probably be the most frustrating too, because it's actually kind of good. And then I just kind of stopped doing it, like a lot of the seasons of Tornado Survival on the channel. But we'll see how long this one lasts. I'm willing to put a little bit of work into this one. And I think on the last series, or there was one of the seasons where we tried to get all of the achievements. And, I've done that only once or twice in Minecraft, have I got actually all of the achievements. And I think one of them was on an Avius world. And another one of them was on, I think, a snapshot world I did with Skaden. And I think that those were only like the 2 times I've completed that. Hopefully we'll find a dungeon so we can get a horse to ride. Yeah, sorry, I'm just killing animals now. We just need some food before I go underground for next episode. And I'm just kind of curious to see what's going to happen with the sky. I think the default setting is 1 storm a day. So I think that's kind of what it's set for. Wow, is this some surface iron? And I think it is. So we'll go ahead and pick this up. But anyway, back to tornado survival stuff. It's just kind of, it kills me that those are the ones that are so viewed, but they're just so god-awful, and in my opinion. But I think a lot of my videos are pretty terrible, but some of them are not. Some of them at the time, it's like, oh, they still have the waterfall feature in this game? You know, some of them are, I'm just like, oh my gosh. But I'll still put it out there because I'm like, I know someone will like this, and I've made it, so I might as well share it. And then some of them, it's, you know, it's like, I actually really enjoyed that. Why did more people not enjoy it? But that's the way that works. So, you know, welcome, and don't be, if you're like, well, this isn't the Mike I remember. His voice is so deep. He doesn't have black bars around everything. And, you know, he's actually sounds like he knows a thing or two about life. That's because all of those would be true, but I am still the same Mike. So a quick update on my life, I guess. You know, back when I started, I was just a wee boy, a wee little child, and I had just begun high school, and had just started a YouTube channel. And from there, I just made some YouTube videos with the basics. I just had a really crappy old microphone and fraps. And then by the time I had graduated high school, I had a good channel base. I decided to make my own server. And I decided to branch out from other things outside of the tornado survival, which made the channel big. And I still got steady growth from that. And then I went to college to be a meteorologist because, you know, I can't just play tornado survival the rest of my life and pretend to be a weatherman. I had to actually go get my education. Bet you something's going to spawn down there and come up and try and kill me. And that happened. And while in college, you know, my videos were very hit or miss. Some semesters and some months were better. During the summer, you'd get lots of content. Then you'd go months with very little. I do hear a zombie. Where is it? Is it night outside? I don't think it got night already. Oh, it did get to nighttime. Well, let's get this stuff at the surface, and then I'll just hide down there for a little bit. Because I didn't realize it'd be dark already. Just so we don't die, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. That should help a little bit. Yeah, so things were just not very smooth on the channel, but that was just because life was crazy. And life has still been crazy, but, you know, when I get these... A lot of my times over the last couple years when I record things, I do it over a very short period of time. For instance, the last series I did, which was the Op Skyblock with Skatem, him and I recorded, you know, all like 20-some episodes in a span of just a couple of days, really. We were just kind of like, it had snowed out, it was cold, we were just like, we're going to sit inside and play this while we're both home and have nothing better to do. And that's about what we did. And then I edit them, then I publish them all ahead of time. So I spend like another day or two editing them all, uploading them all, publishing, setting them up to be scheduled for publishing. And basically have done that. And that's what has led to there being videos. Even though I've not recorded something in a couple of weeks, you guys have still been able to receive... Oh, that's creepy. Those clouds are so white. Maybe it's because I got brightness so high. But I need to do that for recording purposes. So it's possible that that was, you know, you think that I'm still around, but I was actually not. So I have actually graduated college, so imagine that. I'm an official meteorologist. I now can explain tornado genesis and convection with very long and extensive calculus-filled thermodynamic and dynamic equations. And my forecasting skills have become quite polished. So I've actually got a job. I expected to have a good 6 months off until graduate school, and I was going to do lots of YouTube stuff. But a job that I could not resist plopped up onto the table, and I have since moved to Florida. So I'm now going to be a meteorologist, and I've moved to Florida, and I'm going to have a real meteorology job. And I start up in just a couple of days. I got myself moved in, settled in, and I have the next 2 days off until I start. And I'm sitting around waiting for some thunderstorms to move through. And I was like, you know what? Let's go back to the old days, to the roots of my meteorology, although I've liked meteorology longer than I've played Minecraft. But I thought that that would possibly be something worth doing, and that would be popping back onto this, and meeting some of you. You know, I get tweets and messages from a lot of people that are interested in meteorology, having watched my videos and want to know details about that, and I'd be glad to, you know, help some more of you out if you were interested in meteorology. I might potentially make a video with just some general advice for that, because I get lots and I write the same thing for most people. But some of you might have more of a unique position. But it's very nice to have, hear from so many of you out there that were just like me, so interested in meteorology and could not wait to get to school. And there's mobs everywhere. We need to find another cave. Oh boy. This will be interesting because I'm going to start starving as well. I think these were all the trees that I cut down. Was this where I was? Oh man, everything disappeared. I should have hung around for a little bit longer to try and get some more drops from them. Alright, let's see. Ooh, is it really windy out or something? I mean, you can't tell. There could be a storm like off of the screen and you wouldn't be able to tell, of course, because, well, I don't have weather radar. So we have to go like the old days. If I can't see the lightning or hear the thunder, I do not know if there's a storm there. Alright, well, let's get over here. And we ended up doing more mining than I thought this time. So we're just going to keep running around in the dark and try not to die. I'm probably going to have to eat these apples. I didn't want to eat them, but we will always get more. Alright. Let's see, we'll grab some more sugarcane, 4 tall sugarcane, and we will just keep running. So yeah, I'm going to try, I get a couple days off a week. I actually have 4-day weeks, 4 10-hour weeks, 4 10-hour days a week. So I will have time to record if I choose to do that with my free time. New to Florida, so the nice weather is like, I need to go play tennis, I need to go run, I need to go to the beach. What is this over here? Is this a village? Oh my god, are we lucky or what? One of my favorite moments was, and what I know lots of you are always commenting, like, oh, do you remember that episode of Tornado Survival where all the villagers were in like one house and then it got hit by a tornado? Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty hilarious at the time. But now we have food and more plains over this way, so it looks like this is where we are going to live. So I guess I can just find a house. I'm going to move in with you. Actually, I should keep looking, just in case there is a blacksmith. I don't think that there is. Does not look like there's a blacksmith. So, we're going to move into a house. Oh, no, there is a blacksmith. Well, let's see what we get. Oh my gosh. This is pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet for sure. We just need some redstone. Shoot, we can craft stuff up right away. But, let's see. I guess I can put some food in one of these. Let's do that. I might make this my house for a bit. Wow, this needs some landscaping. So maybe that will be one of our first tasks, is to make this town doable and make this town safe. Although that won't do us too much good. Hi, guys. Alright. Well, I don't remember what I was saying. Which is always the story. I think we can make this our house. I think this will be fine. So if I do this, I gotta make a door. Although I'm just gonna get beat up anyway. I think that's. Oh, they're gonna attack all the villagers already. They're all gonna die. If you spend. What is that? Is it a dust storm? It's a dust storm. It's blowing through the desert and the desert only. Get away from me. I want to see the dust storm. Look at that. That is awesome. That is freaking beautiful. Look at that. That is awesome. It looks like it's only confined to the desert. So note to self, if you want to experience a sandstorm, you have to be in the desert. Look at it blowing along. Oh no, it does go into the biome a little bit. Oh look, the sky's getting gray. Do we take damage if we like run around in this? Oh god, I can't see. There's tumbleweeds everywhere. Oh, that's cool. Look at the little tumbleweeds. Wow, you really lose your visibility here. I don't get blown away. I'm not taking damage or anything. You just cannot see anything, and there's debris flowing everywhere. I think this is what those little sand drifts were supposed to be. So I imagine if we go, when this storm is over, I wonder if we go to, I won't be able to see if there's any mobs anywhere. This could be dangerous. What is this? Is that a ravine? I could have just ran right into that ravine. But see the little sand that looks like it's gathering here? You're just going to get sand drifts. everywhere. This is really dangerous. I think that's a ravine. So we're going to try and run out of this. I think I'm this way. Oh, yeah. So you'll just get sand and drift everywhere. Wow, that can be really annoying. Well, this plane's just got ruined. Oh, that's the way. If you play with the tornado mod, you know the terrain is just going to look like absolute garbage. I mean, it's not a terrible deal. Like, this is downwind plains of this desert. We just know we won't be able to live here. Oh, look, there's the husks. Well, now I think I might be able to see in this ravine a little bit now. So it looks like it's just over there's the worst part of it. Oh, there's some caves. Well, this is really great. This will be a perfect place to start off. So I wonder how long this will last. The sun is coming up now. Isn't that beautiful? I see a witch. I want some pictures for a thumbnail. Oh god. You hit me already, you jerk. As long as you don't hit me with poison, it's okay. Which you did. I'm stuck beating you now. Can they do anything else? They can do just instant damage, I think? I'm not really sure. I just know that poison is really the only thing they do that actually hurts you. I'm not too sure. So I wonder how long that's going to go. Or if there's like different scales for intensity of those things. I'm sure there is, but that looked really cool from a distance. And I imagine that, you know, we'll be staying safe from the sandstorm if we are not in or downwind of a wind bind or a sand bind. I mean, the winds could possibly come from another direction. We'll have to figure that out. But that looks like that's a potential thunderstorm over there. But I think that is about it for this episode of Tornado Survival Season 11. I almost want to call it Tornado Survival 2.0 because this is just totally different and it's kind of ridiculous to call it Season 11. But for the sake of tradition and for what has happened in the past and because it's now lightning and I'm quite nervous that we're already not going to make it, we're going to cut it here. So thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys next time.